This city carries the weight of history on its shoulders, on every street and in every stone. On the 6th of August 1945, at 8:15 AM local time, the aircraft Enola Gay dropped the little boy, the first atomic bomb ever used in warfare, on Hiroshima. To give you some perspective, there's Tokyo. Hiroshima is over there. I believe approximately 70% of all the buildings in the city were destroyed. And of course, the city had to be rebuilt in a post-war world. This city clearly has a very unique story to tell. This is my first time in this Japanese city, and I'm keen to explore more. Are you going to join me? Before we explore more of this remarkable city, I've got my usual plea, and that is to ask you to please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you haven't already, and please leave a comment for me in the comment section. Hit the notifications bell so that you know when I post new videos. I'm a one-man band with a GoPro, without a marketing team or a production team. It's just me making videos, doing all the research, all the filming, all the editing, and it takes a lot of time. So please hit that like and subscribe button. What happens when you like and subscribe is it tells the algorithm that I exist and that I make videos, and that is crucial for me to grow the channel. Yes, everyone, welcome to Hiroshima in Japan. This is my first visit here, so of course I had to pick up a city map at the tourist information office. They had one in English, which I'm very grateful for. Yeah, just opening up here so we can get an idea of where we are. So I believe we are on the riverside here. You can see there the Enkobashi River, which is here in front of us, and there are lots of things for us to explore. It's about a 30-minute or so walk, I believe, to the Peace Memorial Park, and then there's also the castle, which is nice to see, and other green spaces in the city. And as per usual, I think the real magic will be in the streets and in the alleys towards the main sites. So I reckon let's get lost along the way, and there's a lot to dissect, of course, a lot to discuss, a lot of history. You will see that I've got my sunglasses, and that is more in hope than anything else, because it has been raining for the last couple of days. Maybe it will get more sunny if I actually wear the sunglasses, so let's hope for a bit of sun. Anyways, let's not get our hopes up. There's no such thing as bad weather anyways, just bad clothing choices. And I am very grateful that it's not raining at the moment. Yes, first impressions of Hiroshima is it's pretty laid back, and it does have a bit of a retro edge in terms of its architecture. Very 1950s to 1970s style, and that is to be expected because this city practically had to be rebuilt. So you will have particular architectural styles in parts. Just look at these buildings, for example. They are almost all from after the war, after that tragic day in 1945. And in terms of comparisons with Tokyo, obviously this is a much smaller city. Tokyo, the broader metro, has 37 million people. Hiroshima has about 1.2 million people. The broader metro may be around 1.43, 1.44, in that sort of ballpark. So in terms of its size, it is much smaller. Hiroshima feels like it's much more focused on historical preservation, and it almost creates a timeless atmosphere compared to the fast-moving, trend-setting culture you'll find in Tokyo. I took a bus from Tokyo from Shinjuku station, and it arrived in Hiroshima 13 hours later. It was through the night, and you could not see anything outside the windows. The windows were completely blocked out by the curtains, and so it felt really, really surreal sitting in a bus for 13 hours. I think that was the longest that I've ever sat on a bus without having a view outside. But I made it safe here to Hiroshima. All right, let's walk towards the Peace Memorial Park, and I'm sure we will stumble across more interesting sights and pieces of information. Here you can see Enkobashi Bridge. You can see there this was seen from 1926, and it was first built as a wooden bridge around 1589. In 1943 the decorative features were removed, and yes, they were looking for all available metal back in the day during the war. Also, I see fortunately it sustained minimal structural damage during the atomic bombing. But so every bridge, every building, every stone almost will have its own story to tell in this city. I believe a tram system also survived the bomb, remarkably so. So it continues to give a bit of a vintage edge to the city. We have just read about 1589 on that information board, and I know that the city was founded in 1589 as a castle town. Hiroshima grew steadily, shaped by the flow of commerce and culture. And fast forward to after the Meiji Restoration in 1868, the city transformed quickly into a thriving urban center. It became a hub of industry and military operations. And by 1889, Hiroshima was officially recognized as a city. And in the decades that followed, it played key roles in major conflicts, including the First Sino-Japanese War, the Russo-Japanese War, and of course both world wars. I can't believe I'm here in Hiroshima. It feels so surreal. I feel like I need to pinch myself. I've read so much about Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the two Japanese cities that were of course bombed during the Second World War. I mentioned on the 6th of August 1945, that's when Hiroshima was bombed. It was the little boy that fell on the city. And 3 days later in Nagasaki, on the 9th of August 1945, the fat man fell on the city. So the two times that atomic bombs were used in warfare, both in Japan and both in August 1945. Yes, definitely a very laid-back feel in Hiroshima, and obviously everyone waits for the green man, just like in Tokyo. Very disciplined society. All right, here we go. I am conscious of information overload, so I'm just cherry picking one or two things that might be of interest. There we go. Enko, for which the bridge and the river below are named, is a term used in the Hiroshima region to describe a mythical monkey-like kappa, or a Japanese water demon. These creatures were said to live in the river and liked to pull their victims into the waters when it flooded. And there are some hawks here in front of the bridge, and we do have information about them over there as well. You can see there are two different hawk statues atop the main pillars as symbols of prosperity and good fortune. Both the hawks and the Enko featured along the right sides of the bridge have their mouths open, while the ones on the left have a mouth closed, a feature often seen at shrines throughout Japan and serve as protection from evil. So I believe this must be the Enko, the Japanese water demon. Let me know in the comments. The little boy bomb. It completely obliterated the city in an instant. I've read that it killed at least 70,000 people directly. To give you some perspective, the population of Hiroshima just before the bomb was about 345,000 people. Now that also included some laborers from Korea, but nonetheless that is a sizable chunk of a population that died as a result of that action. And also remember, those are people who were killed directly. By the end of 1945, It is estimated that 140,000 people died as a result of a bomb. That is absolutely tragic. And you think about how much the city would have been through, the efforts they've had to go through to rebuild the city, and I guess even more importantly, to restore morale. How on earth do you recover from something like that? It's almost unthinkable to a layperson like myself, to a visitor. Alright, let's walk a bit more through the city here. Notice some very interesting cars. Look at those little ones there. And of course, the same black taxis that you'll see in Tokyo, you'll see here. And I believe Hiroshima was chosen as the target for several reasons. Number one, it was a strategic port city on southern Honshu and a key military hub housing the Japanese 2nd General Army. It was home to 40,000 military personnel. Also, it was the only large city in Japan that did not have a prisoner of war camp, a POW camp. Many parts of Japan had suffered extensive damage during the war, but Hiroshima was mostly spared until the atomic bomb fell. I also believe a bomb was originally aimed at a bridge and it missed its target by about 240 meters. Instead, it exploded directly over a hospital. I've just asked for directions and I believe the shortest way is actually through here, despite what my maps, both in paper form and on the internet, says. I guess the locals know all the shortcuts. And of course in Hiroshima they also have these vending machines on the street, and baseball fever like in Tokyo. Anyways, I just wanted to show you some of the buildings here. You can clearly see they've got a bit of a retro touch, 1950s to 1970. And I guess the same with that one over there. Lots of little restaurants as well in this part of town. You'll see a lot of bicycles in Japan more generally. I have to say that walking here through the city, here through Hiroshima, it feels different. There's a quietness here. It's almost tangible, you can feel it. And I'm not just talking about sound, I'm talking about something different. Can't find the right word for it. Maybe spirit. You can feel the resilience of a city. They have been through a lot. Yes, you do have the streetcar system that survived World War II, but I suspect this is more modern trams that you'll also find across the city. And I almost missed my green man, my chance to cross the street. Yeah, nice buses as well across the city. And what is there? Looks like some art. Yeah, let's go and check that out. That looks interesting. It's all in Japanese though, but a bit of an artistic edge. Oh gosh, look at this. Is this a city map? But all in Japanese. Only thing I can make out is bullseye bicycle, presumably a shop. It's very colorful though, I have to give it to them. And over here, yeah, it looks like some tram journey, some route that they've depicted here. Yeah, help us out in the comments if you know. Looks like a children's art project. That would be my first guess. And yeah, that's one of the buildings that we'll see in due course. That's a famous site here in Hiroshima. Here's a case of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which direction shall we go? I think this one probably looks more interesting. It looks to be more life. So let's go down there. We definitely need to go left at some point. So maybe I'm just making excuses. Maybe I'm trying very hard to get lost. I do like getting lost and exploring off a beaten track. Yes, I have walked a little bit in circles. But I wanted to show you here, this is not just any grand hotel. It's a grand intelligent hotel in Hiroshima. So I guess if you stay here, you have to be intelligent or you'll either get intelligent. Wow, there you go. Maybe a case of lost in translation, perhaps. Yeah, there you can see Hiroshima Grand Intelligent Hotel. If you've ever stayed there, let me know. Did you become more intelligent? I love this about the city, the colorful and illustrative manhole covers, the sewer covers there, and beautiful flower bed as well, next to the hustle and bustle of a city. Oh, here's a 7-Eleven. You know what, I think I might just stop for a coffee, grab a coffee, and then we'll continue our walk. $2.50 for the latte. Right, a hot latte, a large one, is 250 yen. Just pop it there and you press the large. Japan, everyone, the greatest country in the world. All right, here we go. The fact that I had to travel so far, so long from Tokyo, it makes it extra special to be here. Cheers to Hiroshima. In all seriousness, I have messed up this walk a little bit because daylight is precious when it's overcast and I want to get to all the sites. That's the side of a river we were earlier. Hi. Yeah, so I pretty much have walked in circles. All right, given that we are walking in circles, I'm just back here at the hotel and I'm going to show you the room where I'm staying. Right, let's go. Here is my room. You can see it's got 2 beds. So it's a twin room. I was sleeping here, and that's just another bed to put out stuff if I need to, clothes, etc. You can see there I've been consuming some drinks, and you've got some air conditioner over there. You've got a TV. There's a little desk area where I can work and edit videos. I've got a kettle, and there's a little bar fridge here as well where I can put in soft drinks and water. A place where I can hang some clothes and jackets. This is the bathroom over here. You can see it's got a nice bath and a shower. There's a wash basin, and you gotta love these Japanese toilets with all the interesting buttons here. You can see there, stop, washes your behind, adjust water pressure, and you've got various functions here as well. Gotta love Japan. Look how organized they are. They've got a laundry service accepted at the front desk, and you can even tick off the amounts of items you've got there, and they all have their own individual prices. You can see there for washing, dry cleaning and pressing. Look there, for a pair of socks to wash at 100. For a pair of underpants, 160. Here's a window. You can only open it a little bit and there's not much of a view, but I'm not complaining at all after staying in a capsule dormitory in Tokyo for a few nights, having my own private space. This is absolutely fantastic. I paid just over 28,000 yen for 3 nights. As for the conversion, £1 British is about 190 Japanese yen. I'm also going to show you some footage of a breakfast I had here at the hotel. Check it out. Yes, the breakfast token you get, very official. Tea and coffee station here. You've got various teas. You've got some soft drinks here. And then you have orange juice. You've got hot water. You can see there milk, flavoured water and various salads. You've got a fish cake, scrambled eggs, sausages, stewed hamburger, deep fried chicken, some potato and grilled mackerel. You also have lemon chicken nuggets and Hiroshima style okonomiyaki mixed rice here with congee eel. We've got normal rice And then you've got various other interesting items here. Aki Murasaki. There's some more familiar items, yogurt and fruit cocktail. And some sweet stuff, more of a continental style breakfast. Croissants and bread. And you've got some jams and whipped butter. Alright, this should get us started for now. Probably food you associate more with lunch in the West. Right, let's continue our adventures. Gotta love the Japanese advertisements, the banners. It's always so picturesque, so illustrative. Yes, and a lot of traffic personnel keeping order in Japan. Konnichiwa. Yes, I may be a very experienced traveler, but I do have a knack for getting lost. I'd love to say that it's on purpose, but it's not today. But hopefully this allows us to see more of a city. Yeah, let's go through here. I think this is one of the streetcars that survived the atomic bomb. This is what they look like. Hiroshima very proud of their streetcar system. And yes, I know some of you in the comments will take me on about my pronunciation, saying it's Hiroshima, not Hiroshima. But hey, it's a case of potato potato. I don't mean anything bad if I don't pronounce it the way that you are used to. I am absolutely in awe of a city and what it's achieved after the Second World War. If you're from Japan, if you're from Hiroshima, let me know in the comments what it's like to live here, especially if you're from the area. Yeah, some fitness club here as well. Health and Beauty Club. Yes, I have literally walked in a circle. There you can see the illustrations we saw earlier, and we obviously went in that direction. This can only be a good thing. Makes us blend into the city a bit more, experience more of a city. Yes, this is a very long wait for the green man. Right, here we go. Look, even the construction people, they have a bit of a playful touch. So what do you think of Hiroshima so far? Let me know in the comments. I'll reiterate, it's a very relaxing feeling, very slow-paced city compared to Tokyo. Although to be fair, in parts Tokyo is very slow-paced as well, because it's so well structured. But here in Hiroshima you definitely have a different feeling. And another gym here, so it looks like the people of Hiroshima are very into their fitness. The streets are very clean as well. Very, very pristine touch here. You can see there, no smoking, no littering. They take it very serious in the city. One thing I have noticed, which annoys me a little bit if I'm honest, yet at the same time it tells me a lot about the society, is you don't see a lot of rubbish bins on the streets. So for me to discard this coffee cup when I'm done with it, that will be a problem. I might have to hold on to it. But given what I've just said, it's amazing how clean the streets are. So the people, they take ownership of their rubbish, of the material that they need to discard. I think that tells you a lot about the society. I've certainly listened to rugby matches or football matches where after the game there were reports that the Japanese dressing room, they left it in a cleaner state than when we first walked in. They really are very disciplined and very proud people. You can see not a single piece of rubbish even in the river. So yes, the lack of rubbish bins, it's a bit of a double-edged sword for tourists like me, but I just have to get used to it. I think we can all learn something from Japan in looking after our environment. This is next level compared to other destinations. Hotel Active. People in Hiroshima like to be active. They like to go to the gym. Yes, Japan, of course, one of those countries where the life expectancy is very high. And having seen all the fitness clubs and the active lifestyle of people in this country, also the diets, it now makes a lot of sense to me that they live longer than others. This looks to be a very interesting building, very imposing structure. Yes, we've not talked about the war for a while now, but here's a monument, a sign that says, on the day of the atomic bombing, as in other areas, many people in this area of the city were engaged in building demolition in order to create fire breaks that could prevent the spread of fire from air raids. This large number of people became casualties of the bombing. In an instant, houses were collapsed and engulfed in a sea of fire. So the Hachibori area, this area here in Hiroshima, and this is what it looks like today, 2025 Hiroshima. Very different picture than 1945. Of course, every coin has two sides, heads and tails, and every story has two sides as well. We've talked about the war from the Japanese perspective, the Hiroshima perspective. Can you imagine living in America at the time, turning on the telly and finding out about the bombing of Hiroshima? What would the people in the US have thought about that? Of course, the victory over Japan Day were a few days after the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombings, but there were a lot of lives lost. How would that have gone down in America at the time? I guess people would have been divided like they are during any war. Yeah, over here, now I can really get a feel for the modernity of a city. Alright, let's check out one of these under the roof shopping areas in Hiroshima. You can see this is where the la-di-da comes. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Look at this window here of a shop. I wonder if this was part of the remains of a building that was damaged in the war. Today it's a pretty cool shop window. You can see there lots of stalls, lots of shops, and it goes on over there as well. Wide walkways, just a very nice relaxing shopping area to come. You can see their hair and makeup. You've got watches. This looks like a useful shop here, Mr. Minute, fixing shoes and cutting keys. Yeah, wow, this is the coolest thing I've seen all day. Check these noodles served in a 21st century style, the future of noodles. And check there, the Beatles, but Japanese style. Yeah, some of the buildings here, they look very modern, or maybe it's just the colorful signage that fools me. Look at the beautiful trees here with the leaves. And you've got Hiroshima Bank here. You've got suit shops. You can see there's Suit Square. I've definitely hit prime shopping territory here in Hiroshima. Look there, standard products. My Japanese is improving markedly by the second, because I can completely understand that. They sell standard products. Almost looks like Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction. Now, if for some reason you didn't know about the war and the bombing of Hiroshima, and you would walk around the city here, you might say that the city has a lack of personality, that it looks very generic. But if you know the story, if you know the history, actually this makes it much more remarkable. Most of this had to be built from scratch after 1945. The people, what they would have had to go through is unthinkable. And yes, the physical construction of the buildings, as I said, that's one thing. The emotional scars That would have taken... Well, actually, no, they wouldn't be healed. People will still carry them. That event in 1945, it just cuts to the core, to the emotional being of everyone, even the ones that were born after, long after the war. Because this is part of their story. This is part of their DNA. This will always be part of them. But what a remarkable achievement to rebuild a city like this. It is absolutely incredible. It shows you what can be done, what humanity can achieve. There would have been so many people involved in constructing these buildings, so many machines. It would have been such an interesting yet such a heartwarming scene. I think we're getting close to the memorial park. I can see the end in sight there. But whenever I see an underpass, my immediate instinct is to take it. Let me just have a quick look. I guess we can cross there, but you know what, actually the underpass might be interesting in itself. Let's have a look here. Okay, arigato. Alright, underpass here in Japan, in Hiroshima, and looks like some markets. Oh wow. Here we can have a look here. Some food for sale here, and some beautiful art as well. This is a nice little surprise, a little break from the hustle and bustle of the outdoors. I understand horse racing is very popular in Japan as well. You can see they're walking to the atomic bomb dome. That's where I want to get to, but I see there's a tourist information here as well. Yes, coming into this underpass was a master stroke. Of course, now I know exactly where I am. The tourist information there, they were very, very helpful. Everything we want to see is in close proximity from here. Oh wow. Didn't expect to see this building. It's absolutely massive. So go. And unfortunately I've also felt a raindrop on my head, so hopefully the weather stays away. If not, we're just going to have to make the most of it. Yeah, you can see raindrops have fallen. The woman in the information office actually told me an interesting story about the aftermath of a bomb. Many family members obviously could not get in touch with their loved ones, so they wrote messages on things like blackboards, other parts in the city. Can you imagine that? What chaos would have ensued? Anyways, this does look very promising. Oh wow, yes, there we go. There's a interesting monument, and look at the natural beauty at the back there. Yeah, I've now swapped the sunglasses on the head for my hoodies. Hopefully that will keep me dry. Anyways, we've got a lot to explore. Ah yes, I've heard about the Orizuru Tower. All the paper folded animals are dropped there in the glass for people to see. I guess as a symbol of people working together, for people to never forget the past. Right, here we go. Now if you search for images of Hiroshima on the internet, this is one of the first ones you'll see. A bomb dome is the ruins of a former Hiroshima Prefecture Industrial Promotion Hall, which was destroyed by the first atomic bomb ever to be used in the history of humankind. The atomic bomb was detonated in the air at an altitude of approximately 600 meters, almost right over the hall. Look at the juxtaposition there, the new and the old. The force of the atomic bomb was so powerful that it devastated everything in its path. Yet somehow, the dome itself remained standing. This building's remarkable durability in the face of such destruction can only be attributed to its earthquake-resistant design. The vertical columns of a dome absorbed much of the downward force, and the concrete and brick outer walls managed to retain parts of their structure. Today, this building stands as a haunting and powerful reminder of the horrors of war. But just look at how wonderful this looks. What a wonderful scene here at the river with a boat making some noise there. There's a memorial park, and there's a little bridge that we can go over. And you know what? I'm getting my sunglasses out again because my wish for the rain to disappear seems to have happened. Yes, walking here, you can actually feel the history. You also feel the need to reflect and to be thankful for the freedoms you have, to never take them for granted. In a weird way, I feel like I'm back in Redlinghuis in South Africa with a burned down church. Obviously this building here symbolizes something, I guess, far more devastating. They've demarcated this off so we can't go in. You can just admire it here from the outside. But still, what a sight. There's some interesting stuff for us to go and look at. A cenotaph and a peace memorial hall as well. I guess monuments aside, this is just a very nice area to come and walk and reflect. And yes, also take in the surroundings. People of all different ages, all different backgrounds. They would have been affected by the war and they would have had to work together to rebuild the city, to restore pride, to restore the emotional state, to heal the scars. Here you go, 0 milestone of Hiroshima city, the intersection of main overland traffic routes. This point was also used as a main stop in water transport on the Otta River and formed the center of the Hiroshima castle town. Okay, so nothing to do with the war and the bomb. You can see there when the prefectural system was established in 1871 following the Meiji Restoration, a wooden pillar was set here as the 0 milestone of Hiroshima prefecture. Okay, so this spot was marked with a stone pillar as a 0 milestone of Hiroshima city, and I mentioned 1889, that was the year in which it became a city. There's some street vendors selling some ice cream and vitamin C. There's a dog going for a leisurely stroll, and some beautiful scenes here of a river. Yeah, I love these bridges and the scenes here. Beautiful view, and there you can see the nature a bit more clearly as well. Yeah, guide map of Hiroshima, citywide view, and that's where we are. And there's a few islands as well around the city. I won't have time to visit them, but if you have been, let me know in the comments. Apparently they are well worth it. And look there, how organized they are. They've got the guide map of the city center, but also the guide map of the vicinity where we are. There's the soccer stadium. I can hear the chanting, so there must be a soccer or a football match. How wonderful is this? Peace Memorial Park was established to comfort the souls of the victims of the atomic bombing and to pray for everlasting world peace. The exceptional natural scenery of Peace Memorial Park and its environs is of great artistic, aesthetic and historical value as a symbolic place of prayer for the A-bomb victims and for peace. Again, like I said in front of the atomic bomb dome, we must never take our freedoms for granted. We must always protect them. We must work together to protect them. How wonderful that they've established this park, basically turning a disaster, a tragedy, into something that has an emotional impact, a healing impact. And also it's a great place for people like myself and other tourists to come and learn more about what happened here. We will never understand the impact because we were not part of it, but at least this helps a little bit to give a bit more perspective. And just listen to the birds, and just look at the natural beauty. Yeah, Japan, you are just something different. I have a confession to make. Yes, I struggle with the food. Yes, things look a bit unfamiliar to me. But I'm starting to fall in love with Japan. And it's not just because the sun has decided to make an appearance. This is the land of a rising sun after all. But it's got such a brilliant story to tell. Yes, it obviously has experienced tragedy and hardship. But this country personifies resilience, personifies hard work, discipline, things that I value. The people come here to show their respect to the victims. You can see they put in some money and then they presumably say some sort of prayer. And on that side there's another fountain. There's some nice resting areas. Yeah, beautiful place to come and sit and reflect. This is the Children's Peace Monument. The monument stands in memory of all children who died as a result of the atomic bombing of Hiroshima. The monument was originally inspired by the death of Sadako Sasaki, who was exposed to radiation from the atomic bomb at the age of 2. And 10 years later, Sadako developed leukemia that ultimately ended her life. You can see that at the top of a 9-meter monument, a bronze statue of a young girl lifts a golden crane entrusted with dreams for a peaceful future. Figures of a boy and a girl are located on the sides of the monument. So that golden crane, of course we saw the paper cranes earlier in the building that we passed. So the crane is a symbol of a city. Yes, many tourists here. I wonder how much money they paid for this tour. Well, here on Willy Explore you get a free tour of Hiroshima. And if you haven't done it yet, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. That really helps me out. More information about the dome here. There you can see what it looked like in full glory. It was completed in April 1915 when the atomic bomb exploded 160 meters southeast of the hall at a height of 600 meters. It instantly killed everyone inside the building, which sustained immense damage and was completely burned out. The Bell of Peace. We dedicate this bell as a symbol of Hiroshima aspiration. Let all nuclear arms and wars be gone, and the nations live in true peace. Yeah, let's see the peace bell over here. Looks pretty robust. On top there, can't see anything. Yeah, here's the mechanism. Let's just ring it carefully. Here we go. The peace bell here in Hiroshima. You can see the continents as well. That's North and South America. There's Africa. There's Africa. And there's Cape Town. Yes. Peace, everyone. I wonder what match is taking place in the football stadium, because the people have been very, very vocal. I think Hiroshima must be winning. Anyways, there's another interesting structure. Here we go. Peace Clock Tower. 8:15 every morning, the mortal moment of a blasting back in 1945. The clock will chime its prayer for perpetual peace. Anyway, so much to see here in the Memorial Peace Garden, and so little time. I think we should head to the castle next. For now, we just say goodbye to this incredible park. It was a wonderful experience. And obviously that is the main attraction, certainly for me. The story it has to tell. Right, onwards and upwards. Yeah, it's a bit of a change of scenery again. Back to the retro looking buildings and the black taxis. Some dogs having a great time here in Hiroshima. Hello! This is the Peace Promenade. Runs along the north-south axis line that connects from the cenotaph for the A-bomb victims through to the atomic bomb dome. This axis line was created by a group of architects who were chosen to design Peace Memorial Park in 1949. Yeah, that stadium is really in full swing at the moment. Nice to hear the Japanese, that they are passionate. And of course, I hope that they are not too passionate when it comes to the rugby. Because I was in Brighton on that terrible day in September 2015 when they defeated the Springboks. Brighton, of course, my hometown in the UK. So in my mind it was this great occasion where my home country came to my hometown and we lost. Right, let's not get depressed about the rugby. What's going on here? Another open air market. Oh wow, look at this. Dog supply and fashion. Yes, you can see lots of dogs in the market, so this is a market specifically for them. Yeah, it looks like it. Dog outfits, yeah, lots of clothes and hats for the furry friends. This is magnificent. Yeah, wonderful. Dogs treated like celebrities here in Hiroshima. And wow, one of the dogs there gets a lot of attention. Just look at that. Maybe filming them for a magazine or something, I'm not sure. But they love the attention, you can see there. Yeah, just very interesting. Japanese culture. I've got so much to learn still about the people and how they live their lives. But I can tell that they love dogs. And I love dogs, so that is another plus for the people. And for my view on Japan. Yeah, bio Gans with a paw print there. You can come and bring your dog, oh, for a haircut and a groom. And after you've taken your dog for a haircut or a groom, you can come and have a vending machine drink here on the streets. Because this is Japan. Second generation peace bell. On the morning of 5 August 1949, the second generation peace bell was carried from Yokogawa station by car to the city for the third annual peace festival. Yeah, this is a particularly interesting area to come and walk. It's not exactly part of a tourist trail, I'd say. I did not expect to see a train here, for example. I wonder what this is about. Yeah, information just in Japanese. Yeah, it's even got some tracks here on which it stands. There we go, C59161. What story do you have to tell? You can actually go in here. Yeah, there you go. I'm too afraid to touch any of this stuff. I guess if you're a train enthusiast, you will absolutely love this. Top here as well. Presumably that's the seat for the driver to operate the train there, and various instruments there that will give them interesting readings, relevant information. I don't know what this is. Could this have been the steering wheel? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments. Here's a seat for someone else operating another mechanism. Yeah, something a bit different, don't you think? The train here in Hiroshima with a story to tell, but what story does it have to tell? Yeah, I guess we've now hit the traffic jam of people coming from the stadium. And I have to say, Hiroshima, you've got some very interesting monuments. Look at this person or child here on a fish. What is that all about? Only Hiroshima will know. Anyway, I'm not going to go down there. I need to get to the castle. These buildings here look very modern. 1990s or 2000s, dare I say. And the castle I guess we can either go through here or through there. Oh, let's take the scenic route here. But again, no reference to the castle. You do have a support center for health and physical strength though. Don't think that's something I want to visit now, but again, more gyms. Yeah, Hiroshima, a city of gyms and fitness. Who would have known? Some fans have decided not to leave the stadium just yet. They're still singing. Oh, there's the castle at the back. Look at that. Now I'm getting excited. I've never seen a Japanese castle like that ever. Yeah, we're not far from the castle at all, but I wanted to show you the beautiful stadium here in Hiroshima. Look at that, state of the art. And just look at all the people coming out. I have to say, I really love Hiroshima. They've got very nice gardens, interesting monuments. There's a lot here that can keep you occupied. And I wonder how many people that visit Tokyo actually venture in this direction. Of course, it is quite a trek. But let me tell you, it's absolutely worth it. It's worth every second on that 13-hour bus journey where you can't see a thing. But I need to cross the road to get to the castle. And we've properly hit the traffic jam. Why have I done this? Away from the chaos. Now there is just a red man between me and a beautiful Japanese castle. Alright, thanks to the green man for letting us pass. And I can immediately see that I will love this castle. Look at the moat here. And just look at it there, peeking through the trees. Playing a game of hide and seek with us. But they're not gonna get away from me. Oh yes. Just look at that. How special is this, don't you think? Yeah, I remember playing Age of Empires on the Pentium computer in Gansbaai, South Africa. And I would play as a Japanese. And I would build a castle like that. Wow. This is just so special to be here. Japanese castles are mostly built from wood and stone, as you can see there. This particular castle was originally built in the 1590s, but obviously it was destroyed by the atomic bombing. Let's hope I don't get mobbed by Japanese football hooligans. Well, they all look pretty civilized to me, to be honest. Yeah, there we go. There's the entrance, and it looks like there's a ticket office, if my eyes don't deceive me. I guess we'll find out when we get there. How lucky have we been with the weather? These clouds, they've teased me today. There was a little bit of rain earlier, but all in all, I'd say this has been a wonderful day for vlogging. Certainly, at least in my view, the clouds can add a mythical, magical touch to your experience. And there's another shot of a stadium and more people passing here. Okay, we've made it. We have not been attacked by hooligans. And here we go, historical site of Hiroshima Castle. I guess a layout of a section, that's where we are. And oh, looks like a pretty sizable structure, pretty sizable area to explore. You can see they're built in 1591 by Terumoto Mori, feudal lord. However, it was destroyed by the A-bomb in 1945. And the faithful replica of its donjon was constructed in 1958. You know what? I've got a feeling it might be free of charge. Can it be? Can it be free of charge? Hiroshima, you are absolutely brilliant. Wow, thank you so much for helping me save some pennies on my travels. the beautiful cherry blossoms greeting us here at the castle entrance. Beautiful moat. Yeah, when I played Age of Empires, I didn't have the opportunity to build a moat, so maybe I missed out on my gaming experience. And yeah, these birds, they're having a great time, aren't they? They've got a view of a stadium on the one hand, and then of a castle over here. Check this tree there with all the ropes. This was an A-bombed tree willow, approximately 770 meters from the hypocenter. Oh my goodness. Check that. This tree survived the 6th of August 1945 atomic bombing of Hiroshima. There we go. And that's why they've kept it here at all costs. Look at that. All the ropes there. They are desperate for this tree to be remembered. Absolutely incredible. You're not sure what that is, but this is fascinating. In and around Hiroshima Castle were a number of military faculties, including the partially underground air defense room of the Chugoku Regional Military Headquarters. So there we go. Underground military room. Some photos of the inside of the facility there. Information room and air defense room. In this room, soldiers were assisted by a girls' high school's students. Look there, the atomic bomb destroyed telephone and telegraph lines, but the students, using the barely intact military phone system, managed to relay news of Hiroshima's destruction. Theirs seemed to have been the first report of the city's suffering. Yeah, there's a lot for us to see, a lot to unpick. Interesting monuments and some classic Japanese architecture. People cleaning as well, constantly cleaning. Check there, please don't feed a pigeon. So I get the feeling they're not very well liked here in Hiroshima. Right, Castle Tower, 200 meters. Let's go and see that beauty. I'd say just the park is worth it already. Obviously this is free entry, so we didn't pay anything. But even if it wasn't a castle, I would say that you wouldn't have wasted your time coming here. There are interesting monuments. Look, even some information on various trees. I say information on all the trees. You might want to learn Japanese first. Anyways, here goes. Check this out. A storybook opening with a castle there, and the trees actually adds to the atmosphere here. Beautiful. Yeah, you can see the wood and the stone there, so obviously they've used traditional materials to reconstruct it. Yeah, let's go up here. Absolutely incredible. All the detail. I guess the beauty is in its simplicity. Okay, and there is an entrance fee, but hey, we still have a wonderful view here, don't you think? Oh, and even if I wanted to pay, look there, photography or video not allowed, so there is absolutely no chance of me going in there. But I do want to thank the tourism board or whoever who allowed us to view the exterior here. Yeah everyone, Hiroshima Castle, its beauty lies in its simplicity. Wood and stone. Maybe that is something we can learn from Japan. Yes, obviously in places like Tokyo, they are redefining the future with neon-lit skyscrapers and toilets that function in a way like you wouldn't believe. But sometimes keeping things simple, keeping it straight and simple, the KISS principle, that is something that should not be undervalued. Oh, check this out. Look what I found. A first in Japan. Some rubbish bins. And that means I can actually throw away my coffee cup. I've kept this coffee cup all the way. And there we go. When I prepare for these vlogs, I read a bit of the history, I try and find some information, but there is no education like actually visiting the place. I've realized today that there's so much about Hiroshima that I didn't know, and that I wouldn't have known if I didn't come here myself. There are so many little details, so many monuments, so many characteristics, I guess. You need to come to a place to at least try and understand it. And that is why traveling is such a wonderful thing. I will always be an advocate for the power of traveling, the power of a cultural education. We can learn a lot from Hiroshima, the way that they've shown resilience, the way that they've built themselves up, the way that they keep calm and carry on despite their history. They had to find a way to move on. And I guess in some ways they're still looking for a way to move on. But we all have to start somewhere. This city teaches us the value of resilience, of working together, of striving for something better. And these are qualities that we can all aspire to. Whenever you feel down and out, if you need motivation, revisit the story of Hiroshima. I'm sure you can all learn something from it. Right everyone, this is where I'm going to end this video. What a visit here to Hiroshima. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Certainly I've learned a lot, and I hope you did too. For now, I just want to say again, thanks for watching my videos. If you haven't done it yet, please press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment for me in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. That's it, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Cheers, take it easy. Actually, let's have a bonus feature. I'll take you to a restaurant with a magnificent view. It's a bit of a retro building, but I wouldn't expect anything less of Hiroshima. Look at this interior of this department store. It has a very, I guess you could say, a very authentic touch here. Separate smoking room. Yeah, I've used the word retro a lot today, but if this doesn't scream 1970s to you, then I don't know what would. Yeah, I'm still getting used to all the food, the plastic food being displayed in windows in Japan. Anyways, here goes. Here's our restaurant. Where else than at McDonald's? And here's the menu. Oh, here we go. One happy customer. And wait for the view. You will be absolutely shocked. Hi. This must be the McDonald's with the best view in the entire world. Just look at that. You can see the beautiful natural beauty at the back. You can see the skyscrapers. You can see my reflection as well there. Pikachu jacket. And on that side you can actually see the sunset. In Japanese McDonald's you can buy what we call in South Africa a float. We've got some Fanta grape, some ice cream and some icing there. Double cheeseburger, medium fries, and this float, it was 800 yen. Yeah, this meal is more about the view than the nutritional value. I can see the 7-Eleven there at the bottom where I bought the cappuccino earlier. And that's the bridge we crossed. Alright everyone, this is the end of the video and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, take it easy.